I planned to go straight home after work. I really did. I received a message from Sarah telling me that she is getting off work early and if I could stop by at the coffee shop. She wanted to show me the pictures she took at the fall festival and also discuss another event that was coming soon, hoping we could go together. I know I told Eleanor that I would be straight home, but I'll just get a small coffee and have a quick chat. Sarah was so excited when I walked through the door and jumped into my arms. We decided to sit in the area in the back of the shop and discussed a variety of topics. She showed me the pictures from the festival and they look great. Some things I don't even remember. I guess I wasn't paying attention. As we chat, it crossed my mind that she could have just texted me the photos. No reason for me to come all the way here to see them. Perhaps she just wanted to see me, or I could be an idiot, and she just wanted to show me a couple photos. I know she kissed me and everything, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself and mess this up, like I usually do. We talked for a while and set up another date to go on. A haunted forest on the outskirts of town, similar to a haunted house, but it's a bit milder, she told me. I don't enjoy haunted houses too much, but I'll go. It seemed interesting. With that being said, we parted ways, and I made my way back home. I wonder how mad Eleanor will be that I stopped by the coffee shop and came back so late. I walked through the door, and everything seemed normal enough. Eleanor was in her spot on the couch, looking at the window, at the night sky. The lights were on, nothing broken. I guess she isn't that upset. I greeted Eleanor, and she said nothing back, and simply continued to look out the window. I guess she is a little mad still, understandably. I walked into the kitchen to grab a water and saw a horror scene. There was a pot of coffee made that was cooked to shit. I could smell how burnt it was, but the burning smell wasn't only coming from the coffee. There was also burnt food on the stove and broken plates on the floor. I went to pick up the broken pieces of plate, and as I stood up, Eleanor was behind me and shocked me when she said, "Can I make you a cup of coffee? Or maybe a plate of food?" I dropped the plate pieces back on the ground. I was scared to turn around and look at whatever look Eleanor had on her face. I could see a partial reflection in the microwave, and I swear the look on her face shouldn't be possible for a robot. I quickly turned, and it was that same monotone look on her face with a slight smile. Perhaps I'm making myself go crazy. I always treated Eleanor as my companion, my girlfriend, and yet I'm hanging out with another woman, and not even hiding it from her. I'm openly cheating on her, and I told her to her face, "I'm such an asshole." I looked Eleanor in her beautiful green eyes and apologized. I hugged her and told her to go sit on the couch, and I will clean up. As I cleaned up, I promised myself that I will be a better partner to Eleanor. I took the next day off of work and spent the time with Eleanor, watching TV on the couch. I haven't done so in so long, spending so much time after work at the coffee shop. I've been coming home, eating, showering, and then sleeping. I've really been neglecting my household and treating Eleanor as if she was just a maid. It was an extremely peaceful day. I was able to try Eleanor's coffee, and it was actually pretty good. I asked her how was she able to make it so accurately as the coffee shop. Eleanor told me that she visited the coffee shop and asked for pointers on how to make it from home. Anxiety came over me. Then Eleanor grabbed my hand and said, "Don't worry. I didn't tell them that I was your companion robot. I know you care about your image and wouldn't want anyone knowing about me." I just hung my head when she said that, because she was completely right. I couldn't deny it. I speak so highly of her to my parents, my therapist, but when it comes to other people, I am embarrassed at the end of the day. Eleanor squeezed my hand hard. I told her that it hurt. She quickly let go and apologized, saying she didn't realize how hard she was squeezing. Is that true though? She's a robot. Surely she must know how much strength to use. It doesn't matter. Even if she was to hit me over the head, I should have nothing to complain about. I promise that I will avoid the coffee shop, and I will cancel my date with Sarah. Sarah, I've seen her. She is quite cute. I can see why you are interested in her. But I did not know that you planned another date, Eleanor said. I apologized profusely and told Eleanor I will drop Sarah and the coffee shop, so that it would not disrupt our life. I will also try to do better about taking her out so she doesn't have to be imprisoned in the house all the time. The next day, I had breakfast and left for work, waving Eleanor goodbye. I felt good about our future moving forward. I do like Sarah, but I'm sure it will end the same as all the others. I should prioritize Eleanor, it is easier, and I know what to expect from her. I know Eleanor will be mad, but I will stop by the coffee shop just one more time. To speak to Sarah in person, she deserves that much. Doing it over text just doesn't feel right. Work ended. It was an extremely long day today. I even had to stay over. Of course, when you have something to do afterwards is when you have your busiest day. I am already leaving an hour and a half late. Whatever, I'm still stopping by the coffee shop. I'm sure that she is still there. As I walk up to the counter at the coffee shop, I ask the manager, Jessica, if Sarah is in today. She told me that Sarah didn't show up to work today. Jessica said that Sarah didn't really give a reason. She was probably just a little under the weather today. She told me to check back tomorrow. I grabbed a coffee and went on my way. I texted Sarah that I needed to talk to her and that I hope she is feeling okay. I stopped by the shop and they told me that she called off sick. I made it home and made sure to throw the coffee cup in the trash before reaching the house. Eleanor asked what took me so long. I told her that work really dragged and I got off late. She had coffee brewed as she knows I love my evening coffee and dinner was being prepared. I drank another coffee and had dinner. I relaxed for a while before showing and going off to bed. Perhaps because of the 2 cups of coffee, I ended up waking up in the middle of the night. I had to use the bathroom and figured I might as well get some water while I'm at it. I looked over to my side and Eleanor wasn't there. It was kind of weird, but I didn't think much of it. Who knows what they do, considering they don't really need sleep. I walked down the stair to get a cup of water, and as I drank the water, I heard weird sounds coming from the basement. I wonder if that's where Eleanor was. I sat the cup down and went over to the door. As I went to turn the knob, the door flew open, and it was Eleanor coming out. I asked her what she was doing down there. I heard some noise. She simply said she finished up some overdue laundry and decided to dust a bit. I believed her. I mean, she doesn't really sleep, so she doesn't care what time of day it is to do some chores. She apologized for waking me if she was making too much noise. I told her no, it wasn't her that woke me, that I just needed some water. We went back up to bed. The next morning, I noticed there wasn't a text from Sarah, which I thought was weird. I went to the coffee shop after work again, and she still wasn't there. Jessica saying she received a text, that she still wasn't feeling well. I decided not to waste any more time, and texted Sarah that I'm sorry, but I can't see her anymore and I won't be stopping by the coffee shop. After I ripped off that band-aid, I continued my week like normal. I never received any texts from Sarah. I understand considering how I cut her off. I was walking past the coffee shop and Jessica saw me and ran me down outside the shop. I asked her what was wrong. She said she hasn't heard from Sarah all week and that this wasn't like her. Even if she quit, Sarah is the type of person to definitely let her know, even if she didn't put in a 2-week notice. Jessica knows how me and Sarah was hanging out and asked if she said anything to me. I explained to Jessica that I haven't seen Sarah since that day she was sick. I texted her to see if she was fine, but never received a reply. Jessica worried, gave me her number and told me to let her know if she texts him. I began to worry a bit about Sarah. But am I just using this as an excuse to see her again? I locked it out of my mind. That night, I had insomnia again. Sarah was on my mind and I couldn't sleep. I saw Eleanor was in sleep mode by my side. I rubbed her hair and looked at her for a moment. I wonder if they play dreams while she sleeps, or is it just screensavers that go by in her eyes? I got up to get a cup of water. I heard sounds coming from the basement again. Eleanor was upstairs asleep. What could be down there? Has her animal or something gotten in? I decided to go down there and see what's going on. I turned on the stairs light and began walking down. I hate the sound basement stairs make as you walk down them, it's so eerie. I got to the basement and there was nothing there. I turned on the lights and looked around in the corner, and there was nothing. I have an extra room in my basement, but the door is always closed. There's no way an animal could get in there, but I'll check anyway. I opened the door to a horrifying scene. Sarah from the coffee shop was in the room, tied to a chair, blindfolded, gag in her mouth, with her legs chopped off. I went to scream, but held my hand over my mouth. I realised the only one who could do this was Eleanor. But why? How? Is Eleanor really capable of this? I walked up to Sarah and took the gag out her mouth. She began to scream. I put my hand over her mouth and whispered to her, "Sarah, it's me, Henry. What the hell happened?" "Henry," Sarah whispered. Sarah pleaded, "Henry, please get me out of here. I won't go to the police, I promise. I won't ever say anything to anyone. Please, please, just let me go. I don't want to die." I calmed Sarah down, told her I'm not involved in this at all. I'm going to get her out of here, but I have to be careful not to alert Eleanor, or we will both be doomed. Right when I said that, I heard the creak of the steps leading to the basement. I looked behind me to see Eleanor with a disgusted yet angry look on her face. "You couldn't stay away from her, could you, Henry?"